Hi everyone and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to walk you through my process for setting up a new AI-powered lead capture assistant project. We will be working on Ubuntu using WSL and Visual Studio Code, and I'll show you how I organize my files, write up the product requirements, and use AI tools to help speed up the planning phase. This isn't a polished production. Think of it more like a behind-the-scenes look at how I start a real project from scratch. I'll share what works, what doesn't, and my thoughts along the way. So let's get started. Okay, so let's assume we have Ubuntu installed on WSL or however you are doing your programming. I'll start Ubuntu now. Okay, I've started Ubuntu. Now I'll go to the demo code directory. So this is an empty directory. Next, I'll open VS Code because I'm also working with VS Code. I'll create a new file where I'll put my specifications, specs.md. I've already created this, so I'll just copy and paste it here so we don't waste time. The idea is to read through it now. I want to create a lead capture assistant and I need a product requirement document. What needs to be done? It will be a chat-based form. Basically, I want to build a form where the user interacts on our web page with AI, and at the end, the AI will save some details in the database, maybe even create a meeting in the calendar, etc. So I'll try out this new idea. I don't know if it will work or not. I'll start the terminal. It shows this screen because this is a new project. It asks me this, and then I just right-click to copy the base path and tell it, based on my document, create the PRD in detail. Then I'll start it. You can see it's starting to think, and it might take a while, so I'll stop the video and continue when it's done. Here you can see it's describing exactly what it's going to do. So it creates a PRD structure, defines user stories and requirements with technical specifications. It even creates UX and other things. I'm not sure I asked for all of that, but let's see what it gives us. It's almost done. We've started to create this document. It's saying it's almost done specifying and finalizing everything. So what has it actually created? There's an executive summary, user stories, data models, and so on. Let's see what we got. I'll read it and come back in a second. Let's see. First of all, we get something like this.
The Lead Capture Assistant is an AI-powered conversational interface designed to replace the traditional web form with an intelligent chat-based lead qualification system. It dynamically captures lead information through natural conversation. So, that's okay. Then we have business objectives. Next, the target audience who will visit our website. Then some user stories like how a website visitor will interact. Most of these probably won't be included in the MVP. We'll see what makes it in. So there are a lot of things that need to be done. Then we have functional requirements, performance, security, and so on. What I liked is that it actually considered all these aspects: usability, a brief architecture overview, how it might look, technology stack. It suggests using React and Vue.js. To be honest, I'm not a React or Vue.js programmer. I'm not the person who will decide if the programming path is okay or not. I'll do it, but it might not be perfect. Let's see. I'll probably choose Python for the backend. I see it also mentions using cache and queue messaging to avoid waiting for database responses. There are a lot of things here. We'll see about those later. Now we have it with AI. Good or bad, I'm not here to judge, but most things seem very okay. There's an endpoint for the API, which it considers necessary. We'll decide what's really needed. Web sockets, because we are using chat. UX UI specifications, conversation design, a lot of different things. Calendar integration, CRM, which we probably won't use. Communication platforms, analytics integration. So I think it mentioned everything necessary for a project. I also like that it created an implementation timeline with the MVP planned for 4 weeks. Of course, this assumes it will be done by a person, not by AI, so that's why it might take that long.
Now a new feature. If I hit Shift Tab twice, Claude will go into plan mode. See, this plan mode means Claude won't start programming until all the specifications are ready. So my next step will be to add my Claude Code framework project into the actual folder. Let me see where we have it. So from this project, everything is copied into the project folder like this. Okay, so now we're in the task directory for Python. The timeline is split into weeks, but I don't really like that. Also, I noticed it added specific versions for packages like Node.js. I would prefer to use the latest versions for everything, not pinned versions. The same goes for the requirements. It's listing versions, but right now I don't want to use specific versions. We'll just install the latest packages each time. For Python, I want to use UV instead of pip for package management. Let's take the first week and break it down into step-by-step tasks. Okay, let's see what we get. After a bit, it's done. It took a while. Oh, now I see that on left, auto compact at 30%. Usually I'd use compact now since I don't want to do this later. In the meantime, let's see what we have. So the tasks include creating the project, adding a .git ignore, a readme for the project, and setting up the tech stack. It suggests React, Python, Fast API, Socket.io, Postgres, and Redis. Instead of Postgres, I might use Codebase for the database, but I'm not fully decided yet. There's also OpenAI integration and Docker, which is fine. We'll create documentation for all three of these as well. What's really important here is that I'm not starting to implement or code anything yet. I want to make sure everything we're going to build is well structured and properly thought out. I'm not a full stack programmer, but I've been working in this field for about 30 years. I might not write the code myself, but I work closely with developers and have a good understanding of code. At least for the MVP, I think I can define what's needed and see if it's good enough. There's a step in here I don't need since we're already inside the correct folder, so I'll skip that. First, we have the backend setup. Then the front-end setup. I won't read through everything right now because I'm going to wrap up for today. So to summarize, we're not going to start building until everything is ready and clearly structured. We're breaking the work into clear step-by-step tasks, so at each stage we can check and verify what's being done before moving on. We'll continue this project in the next lesson.